Howdy everybody, Steve here, KM9G. Today we're going to test out the Vero VR-N76 and the Vero BHM-79, a 2 70 centimeter HT that is Bluetooth programmable from your cell phone. You can also program it from the front panel fairly easily, and a Bluetooth speaker mic that will work with your HT. Let's get them checked out. Is this the next contender for best radio ever? Does adding Bluetooth speaker mic solve problems? But first, we gotta figure out what color it comes in, because this thing comes in a bunch of colors. You can get it in desert black, green, like Motorola green, yellow, which is not Motorola yellow, orange, blue, or red. I'm personally hoping for red. Let's see what we get. You get to choose your own color. I don't get to choose my color. Oh, I got black. But I have the band rings, belt clip, radio, antenna, USB-C, the HT app operating instructions, and the radio manual. And the HT app is what makes this thing important. Well, if I can't have a red radio, at least I can have a colorful antenna koozie, like that. There we go. Oh, before I get yelled at. I know how you people are in the comments yelling at me for not taking my covers off. And then I'm going to put this belt clip on before I lose the screws. I already got a screw loose. I don't need to lose more screws. All right. So in a previous video, you saw me take a look at the Radioddity GA-5WB, and this is the Vero VR-N76. These are identical radios. This is the parent of the Radioddity version, and the only difference really is that you can get this one with some extra colors on it, and other than that, they are identical. So I won't go over a lot of the things that I went over in the Radioddity video. I've got to go over some new stuff. And when this radio was sent to me, it was a prototype, so I couldn't really test to see how clean it was or some other features, because it would be unfair to subject a prototype to that. But now we have an official shipping version, and we can do that. First thing I want to do is start this thing on its charging journey. And it is as easy as plugging it in, and you get a little red light to indicate that she's charging up. Oh, this is going to be a gotcha for people. The battery is protected in shipping from coming on. But to switch between channel mode and VFO mode, you press the star key and hold it. And now we're in channel mode. And you have 5 digits of precision past your decimal point. And changing settings on this radio is fairly easy from the front panel, but there is also an app that you can use to do this. So to change it, you go into radio settings, and then you come down to power, and then you hit the green button, low, medium, high. Okay, and then when you're done, you press return to go back, and press return to go back until you get back to the top. So I'm going to hold that down and switch channels to the top channel, and I'm going to hold down star to switch it to frequency mode. I'm going to put that onto 4460000. All right, let's get the important stuff out of the way first. This has an SMA male connector on the radio, so you'll need SMA female type adapters, just like on your regular Baofangs. So I'm going to go ahead and shove that thing in there. That's my adapter. That fits nice in there. And I can't find these on Amazon anymore, but I can link some other ones that will do the job down in the description below. And now we've got this thing on 146.52 on high power, and we've got it plugged into our power meter, which is then plugged into our dummy load. All right, we're getting 4 watts out, and there might be a little bit of coax losses in there. There might not. And medium power is 2.92, and then low power is 1.5 on 2 meters. Switch this up to the VFO-A, and we are on high power again, or high power still for this because we never changed it. Now let's key up. It's moving a little bit, but it's staying around 2.3. Medium power now, 1.9, and then a low power, half a watt on 70 centimeters. Nice. And then just for grins here, the coax I'm using is RG58CU from ABR Industries. So if y'all have a better suggestion for coax for VHF, UHF testing, let me know in the comments down below. All right, now the moment of truth comes. We have the truth detector here. This is the Tiny SA Ultra, and I am running a 40 dB attenuator so that the radio doesn't blow up the Tiny SA. I'm gonna get this thing configured here, and we're gonna do 146.52 first, and we're going to keep this on high power. And then we've got to go through and we've got to configure this thing. So let's get our zoom Let's get our zoom on. And our mood lighting too. Nice. Okay, so I want to go into measure harmonics of 146.52 megahertz. I'm going to keep the span at 0, which is full span. Then I'm going to draw a line at our discriminating marker from our overlords at the FCC at minus 16.02 dB down. That is number 2 of the many requirements that you have to be. So that draws this blue line. So any of our extra harmonics need to be below that blue line. And then I want to account for my external attenuator by hitting level, external gain of minus 40. And now we have minus 40 dB gain written down over there. And I'm going to key down on the radio, and it's going to start to figure stuff out. Yeah, look at that. They're just dropping like flies. Oh, that is super clean. All right, now I'm going to change the radio over to low power, because sometimes these things work differently at different power levels. Right? Yep. And that 7th harmonic is below the blue line. The number 7 is right on it, but the tip of the peak is below it. Looks good. That attenuator is getting nice and warm too. All right, let's switch this over to 70 centimeters. And we got a TX timeout. That's good to know. The Bluetooth speaker mic. Let's see what this thing is all about. Interesting. This is also USB-C, so now I've got 2 USB-C cables, and it's got a nice little belt clip for it, and a very thin instruction manual. But then again, there's not really much that you can do with this other than charge it up, install the belt clip, and pair it to a radio. So we're going to do those things. Now this belt clip just slides on. Done. That was easy. Users, you can put your own name on it, so it's mine. All right, now we need to get this thing paired up with the radio. On the side of the speaker mic, there is a power button. Let's turn it on by long pressing the power button. Lights up and gives you friendly sounds. We're going to go into the radio next. We're going to go into general settings. We're going to go into connection. And now this is scanning. And I'm going to double tap the power button over here, which puts it into available discovery mode. And now we have discovered it. So I'm going to hit select. I'm going to hit pair. And we're now connected. And you can see a headphone sign up there. Return, return, return. And all the sounds are coming out of here now. Okay, so now we need to test it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this radio and I'm going to put it across the room. Then I'm going to take this radio here and I'm going to go to a different room and I'm going to try and receive it. So let's turn this volume up. See, when you turn the volume, it's coming out of here. So we're going to put this microphone here and then I'm going to leave the room.
Low mic 9 golf testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that test was at half volume. Let's turn it up a little bit.
Kilo mic 9 golf testing, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now I want to test the latency. I want to see how fast I can key up on this radio for it to receive on this radio to transmit to here, so you can receive it on this radio so it can be recorded by the camera. That's a lot.
Test. Test. Test.
There was an ever so slight delay when keying up the microphone and talking. And if you practice good radio habits and key up first and then talk instead of keying up while talking, you probably won't even notice it. And the microphone is Type-C charging. It will use the same cable to charge as the radio does, so you only need to carry one cable with you. So now in your car, you can charge your cell phone, you can charge your HT, you can charge your speaker mic, all with the same cable. There's some cool buttons on here. So on the top, you have hip buttons, and then you have push to talk, and then you have power and programming down here on the bottom. And then at the very top, you've got a rocker here for volume settings. Nice. Okay, so why would you want a Bluetooth speaker mic like this? Sometimes you have a decent antenna on this radio, or sometimes you have a wired in antenna on this radio when it's in your car. and it will hit the roof of the car as you're trying to talk, and that's not a good thing. Or the wire will make it inconvenient for you to talk while trying to operate a vehicle, which is technically the most important part of driving. So now I can do this, and there's no wires. Pretty slick. If you want to see how the app works on your iOS or Android device for programming this radio, it is the same as it is for programming this radio from Radioddity. And I'll leave a video up at the top here for you, showing you all about how to do that. We've now seen what this radio can do on the bench. We've seen how to program the Bluetooth speaker mic. And I guess the next thing for us to do is to take this thing out and put it through some paces by talking to local repeaters. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel, because I have an antenna test coming up where I'm going to test the Edfong roll-up J-pole, the Faraday cloth J-pole, the Faraday, and that crazy 48-inch Abri antenna. There's a video right over here I think you might enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.